We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented Andrea Kay, the always incredible Urban Miaris, and we have with us our Women in Business section. So welcome. Let's start out with Alexandra German.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Women in Business episode here. And my guest today is Michelle Serafini. Michelle works in my office, and she was a #1 individual agent in La Jolla, Coldwell Banker, in 2013 and 2014.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Michelle is also a certified international real estate specialist. And personally, I love Michelle. I've been to her showings, and Michelle sells multi-million-dollar homes. And what I really admire is how she just knows everything about the home, and the work ethic of Michelle is just incredible. I think she's one of the best high-end luxury homes real estate agents in the whole San Diego. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Great. So tell us a little bit about your practice. We talked a little bit back in the green room. So you've risen to the top quickly in the real estate business, not necessarily from a terribly long history there. Am I wrong?
Well, I have been here about 10 years working in real estate in the San Diego area. And yeah, that's a fairly short time to rise to the level of homes that I'm selling, simply because it's a very tight-knit community and people who are working in that market sector,
right? It's
very relationship-based. So you have to work very hard to earn people's trust and to be able to kind of have those relationships grow.
Right. So, and your market, you work prevalently in the Central Coastal market, correct?
Correct. So I kind of work from Point Loma area through Del Mar, Solana Beach, mostly west of the 5.
Great. So tell me, what is the one thing that you do that has what's the primary thing that you do that's helped you create a successful practice?
Well, again, I think it goes back to relationships, and I also think it goes back to understanding the product that you're marketing and that you're working with sellers and buyers who have an expectation. I came out of marketing and advertising, and I worked with luxury products and marketing those products, and really a home is the same thing. So if you think of why does someone choose a Tesla or a Mercedes or a BMW?
Right.
What's the difference? Well, they all have their own nuances. They all have their own reason to be selected. Well, a home is the same way. Someone's going to choose a lifestyle when they're in a luxury brand. So they're going to be choosing the home based on the characteristics and the lifestyle that home is going to provide them. So somebody who's going to want to be in the ranch isn't necessarily going to want to be on the coastline of La Jolla. And someone who's on the coastline of La Jolla may not want to live in, the old part of Del Mar.
Right. Interesting. Why? This is a crazy question. Why Coldwell Banker?
Why Coldwell Banker? Alex is going, why not?
No. I'm not. Okay, let's better rephrase that. Let's put this in perspective. What is it about Coldwell Banker that attracted you there?
Coldwell Banker is
good
the
save,
number
by
one.
The way.
Pardon?
I said good save, by the way, Barry.
Coldwell Banker is the #1 brokerage in the nation, and they're an international brokerage. I worked in, again, international advertising and marketing. That's why I'm a certified international property specialist. You need to have something that kind of differentiates you, and so I do work with a lot of incoming foreign national buyers. Coldwell Banker offers that. So when I'm traveling overseas, I'm able to stop in Coldwell Banker offices, create a much more of a diverse network that you can't get with other brokerages. Plus the fact that we're just a really fun and intelligent group of people.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, Barry, did you have to really ask that?
Of course I did, because if I didn't ask it, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know that Michelle is doing the international work. Which is a completely different aspect of real estate. How many people can really deal with? You have wealthy people coming in from Mexico. They need to find places, and there's oftentimes an exchange in there, what have you. So, how many people can do that?
Well, There's probably quite a few people that can, but to specialize in it and to really understand that market sector, it takes time, and it takes, again, it's all about relationships and understanding the nuances of working multiculturally.
Well, there's also expertise in the transactions themselves, I would imagine, correct? I mean, it's first you've got to understand your client, what their needs are, and it is very. I live in La Jolla, and I would never. I can't imagine living in Rancho Santa Fe. So yeah, there is a mindset and a culture that's where your lifestyle is, but also if I was looking to buy a home in the Barber Tract someday. You must have also an expertise in jumbo loans and that specific size and of a transaction, correct? Or am I wrong?
Right. I mean, there is some of that. It is working with a person in their whole kind of financial and lifestyle direction that they want to go. So you have to be able to help advise them and direct them into how they're going to finance their particular property, what they want to. A lot of people who are working in the luxury end, the clients are buying or could buy cash. They may not choose to buy cash because they want to finance a portion of that because it's better for them from a financial basis. If you're working with international clientele, that means you have to help them understand who is a good tax person that understands the kind of tax situation they might have, who is a good attorney that they can work with, because they're going to have other issues that anyone in that category is going to have, plus much more. There's going to be a lot more to it. And then you're right. It depends on really knowing those communities, because like Alex and I were talking, when you listen to the news at night, right, and they give the weather, they talk about San Diego and they go, and our microclimate forecast is going to be, it's the same thing with real estate. Our micro neighborhood market is going to be this. This is the lifestyle. If you live in La Jolla, like you're talking about, and you live on the mountain, we kind of jokingly refer to it as the suburbs. You get more land. You have quieter neighborhoods. You walk your neighborhoods differently. You get in your car to go everywhere. Right. If you live in Bird Rock, then you're going to be walking to all the kinds of little shops. You're going to have a whole different lifestyle. If you live in Beach Barber Tract, you're going to be experiencing a lot of influx on the weekends of people that don't live there, and they're changing their clothes in front of your multi-million-dollar house because they're going surfing. Right. I mean, and do you want that? And that's the stuff, the nuance that you have to understand so you can help people pick the right neighborhood too.
It's no different than financial services. You can't take somebody who's used to working with the regular working class income and they can't work with the affluent segment in there because they just don't speak the same language. And you have to deal with, as bringing the international aspect into it. It's a completely different segment of people that need special treatment. Everybody needs special treatment, but it's just the different type of specialties that you bring to it.
Right. There's legalities involved probably that are different in that transaction, or am I wrong?
True. No, there's different ways that people have to set up. Sometimes how they're going to hold title. What the property is going to be for. Are they working in the United States? What kind of visa do they have? I mean, there's all kinds of questions you have to ask them.
Yeah. Well, you talk about you getting in the market starting only 10 years ago. You started when things were really on the downside.
Yes, I did, and I'm still standing.
I'm sorry to depress you.
You crazy.
She's number one. And
well, if anybody has a story from hell, a real estate person definitely has one of the top ones.
So you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barrycloseupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, Alexandra German, and Michelle Serafini. It's from the two of you are from Coldwell Banker, I should say.
I wanted to ask Michelle, how long does it take from the time that you get the listing until you put it on the market? Because also it's very tricky to price a really unique home, and how do you come up with the price? Because you do sell most of your listings, and it's just you're very good at it.
Right. Well, I think that a big part of it is really talking to the client and understanding what their goals are, because every home has a buyer for that home. And there's always a price for that home, and it's understanding where that fits in the marketplace. So it's like analyzing any other product. So I look at it, again, as a product launch. It usually takes us 2 weeks before we put a house on the market. We don't just take a listing and then put it in the MLS. That just isn't going to happen. with most of the properties that we have. We have professional photographers and videographers that we work with. We script out the message and the materials that we're going to push out into the marketplace to bring in the kind of buyer we think is going to want to buy that home. So we really look at what's the neighborhood demographics look like, who are the people buying in those neighborhoods, and then make sure that the marketing materials and the social media efforts and the digital marketing that we use push out to that group market segment. And then we price the home based on how quickly they want to sell. So for instance, we had a property that we just put on the market that sold really quickly. Well, a couple of them, but one in particular where I had sold the property to my clients. She had gotten this wonderful job opportunity at Stanford. So they were moving, and they have 2 little kids. They needed to get moved before school starts this fall. So we priced it in what I would call like an action price market price, in that we went on market, and it was evident that we did, because it was a unique property, something that's sought after in La Jolla. We got 5 offers in 48 hours.
Wow.
We went $150,000 over list. So we knew kind of how we wanted to position that property to get that kind of result.
Well, can I say something? I want to tell you how unique you are in your marketplace. Okay, and you may not think so, because it's kind of the not being able to see the forest for the trees. But so many people get into the real estate business and just want to move product. Okay, and they don't stop and think, hey, who's my target? Okay, you have a target. You know how to deal with them, what to deal with, and it's unique in the real estate business. So my congratulations. I think you've done a wonderful thing, and you have a great background for this. So tell us a little bit about your background. I know that's kind of backwards here, but tell us real quickly what kind of background you had before you got in the real estate business.
So real estate's my second career. So I spent 25 plus years in marketing, advertising, public relations world, working at agencies. And one of the agencies I worked with was actually in Minneapolis. That was the last place I worked in that market segment. We had a real estate company there, similar to Coldwell Banker, that we did their marketing, advertising, public relations, and I did sales training for the real estate agents. So I would bring them in and help them, because a real estate agent is really an individual company within a bigger company. You're a little company yourself within the brokerage that you work for. So a lot of people come into real estate, you're right, not necessarily with any kind of contracts background. They don't come into real estate with any kind of marketing background. And many, many people come into real estate because, frankly, they think it's going to be easy. So they don't understand the business of the business. So that was our job, was to help bring those agents into that marketplace, to help them be successful in the marketplace. I kept being asked to go transactional, come work for us, be that agent. And at that time in my life, it just wasn't the right time. And when we moved here to San Diego, I had the opportunity to work with McMillan Real Estate when I started, and thinking I was going to do similar kinds of things, and went transactional and never looked back. So I started I started what I would teach people to do.
Well, that explains the marketing genius behind it, though, because not a whole lot of agents are Spielberging, their listings, with little, video and stuff. I mean, that's genius. You're customizing it. So many people think it's going to be easy. They take the spaghetti approach, take a listing and just, do open houses or whatever, and just think you're going to magically, light the world on fire.
The first time I saw Michelle at work, and it was, I think, a $7 million house, you knew everything about the finishes. You knew everything about the neighborhood. You knew everything about the tile, the floor, every single thing. And I was wondering, did the seller provide it for you, or did you research it yourself? And I'm sure you did research a lot. Well,
a big part of working with luxury properties is they are unique properties. So you do have to understand what's there and what you're selling, because for 2 reasons. One, you need to ask the seller because they're proud of it, and they're going to tell you what they've done with that home. They've customized that home. It's created a life for them, and they want to transition that life to someone else. The second thing is the people who are going to be coming and spending, $3 million, $4 million, $7 million, $10 million. They come to expect a certain level of quality in that property. So you need to be able to articulate that in such a way that they are then going to appreciate what's there and understand what's there. And then you need to be able to tell the story about it, because people live in a story. They don't just live in a house. Their life happens there. And so, helping them understand why an architect designed the home the certain way, or why the products that they chose were chosen because you're close to the beach, or that it has it creates a certain kind of lighting or ambiance, or that the angle of the room brings the natural light in a certain way. And so that was why they chose this kind of flooring instead of this kind, because then it won't fade from the sun. I mean, it can be little things like that that make somebody go, oh, that's why I like it. Because a lot of people don't understand that. So you have to help them understand it.
Well, that's really unique. And I felt like you're a tour guide, not a real estate agent. And, you just walked around and I was on a tour. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Great. Well, we're starting to run short on time. Tell our listeners how they find out more about you or how they get in touch with you.
Well, they can visit my website, which is locationcoastal.com. You know the old saying, the 3 most important words in real estate are location. In my world, it's location coastal.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. And any other way to get in touch with you?
Sure. They can give me a ring, too. They can call me. My number is 858-829-6210. They can stop in at Coldwell Banker and say, hey, where's Michelle?
Great. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you being with us, and I look forward to following up and learning more about what you do.
Well, I appreciate being here, and it's really fun to work with Alex, so I'm glad we were able to share this time together.
Great. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Yep. This is Close Up on Syndicated Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.